Welcome to Cooking with Bobby Joe. Bobby Joe's mom here. Today is the 7-month anniversary of this channel. I meant to do a 6-month update, but I completely missed it. So here we are, 7 months out. If you've listened to the channel trailer, you know Bobby Joe was adopted from Safe Haven in Scottsboro, Alabama last August. This channel was created to document her surgeries and then also to show you how to make some drool-worthy dog treats and human treats. Bobby Joe loved helping in the kitchen while recovering from her surgeries. So here we are 7 months later, and this sweet pup has been through 3 surgeries. She got spayed in October of last year, had FHO surgery on her right hip last November, and then FHO surgery on her left hip March of this year. Well, as you can see in the video, she got through the first surgery. It took about 3 months for her to heal up completely. We took her in for a checkup to make sure everything was going as planned, and that's when we discovered she was going to have surgery on her left hip as well. These surgeries aren't cheap. We weren't sure how we were going to pay for the second surgery, but thanks to a Facebook fundraiser, we raised enough money for the second surgery. All of you that donated will never understand how truly thankful we are for your kindness. So here we are, a little over 10 weeks post-op from her second hip surgery, and our Bobby Joe is running, jumping, wrestling with Nolan, and having a good time, just like a normal puppy should. She still has to build up more strength in that hip, but she is doing so much better than she was 7 months ago. She had a rough start, but she's finally starting to have some fun. It has been a long 6 months of surgery recoveries, but we are almost at the finish line. She spends more time playing with Nolan than she does in the kitchen these days. She does show up on dog treat day because she always wants to give her opinion on what we should make. So on to cooking. I was fortunate enough to have grandmas, great-grandmas, and of course my mom to show me how to cook at a very young age. I always loved creating things in the kitchen. I hope this channel helps you realize cooking does not have to be difficult. In my opinion, the great thing about cooking is you can alter the recipe to your own taste buds. Like in my house, we love flavors, so I use a lot of seasonings, herbs, garlic, and onions. But that doesn't mean that's the right way to do it. It's all about what you like or your family likes. I have never gone exactly by a recipe. I will start out with good intentions of going by the recipe, but by the time I'm done, I've created this delicious creation and have no clue exactly how much of each ingredient I've put into it. That is the hardest part of this cooking channel. It is remembering to at least try to get measurements so I can write out the recipe for the video description. I'm telling y'all, I'm one of these people that just adds stuff together. If it doesn't smell right, I'll add something else to it. I will taste it. If it's missing something, I will add a tad bit of something else until I get the taste I'm looking for. That's the great thing about recording while I cook. I can always go back and figure out what I did and estimate how much I put into it. I've been trying to be a little more exact for my viewers' sake, but I'm telling y'all, it isn't going to ruin the recipe if you leave a spice out or add something else you prefer in its place. Don't be afraid to get creative and follow your own taste buds. Customize it to suit your taste and you will be extremely satisfied with the outcome. As far as making my own dog treats, I never thought of doing it until I started this channel. Dog treats are simple to make and it's satisfying knowing what ingredients are going into my dog treats. I do advise researching what is safe for dogs before you start creating your own recipes. There are a lot of foods and spices out there that dogs should not have. There are also some dogs with allergies and diet restrictions, so just be aware of your dog's needs. Not just Bobby Joe, but all of my dogs love helping make dog treats. They all get excited on Dog Treat Baking Day. I actually started this channel for family, and if it helps or entertains others in the process, then that's great. This is supposed to be a light-hearted, happy channel that shows the struggles and victories of the sweetest little border collie mix named Bobby Joe. This isn't a place for political debates or for debates on how the COVID-19 is being handled. I love Jesus and I will definitely send a prayer up for anyone who asks, and I will also make a mask for any person who needs one thanks to the person that mailed me the new sewing machine needles. I'm about to put those to good use. I got an email from the viewer the other day asking if I could share a little something about myself. I created this channel for Bobby Joe to be the star, not for me. I don't want to be getting dressed up and doing a cooking show. Most of the time when I'm in the kitchen, I'm in my pajamas with my hair pulled up in a big messy bun on the top of my head. I like comfort. I love Jesus and my husband dearly. I have a big place in my heart for all animals. We have 4 dogs and they are always my doggy treat taste testers in the videos. Dogs are amazing animals. God created the perfect loyal companion when He created dogs. Dogs can also teach us a lot about dealing with physical ailments. I think caring for special needs dogs has been my calling for the past 10 years because we have had a couple in our home. I enjoy growing flowers, herbs, veggies, fruits. I also enjoy photography and admiring the beauty of God's creation all around me. If you see me out and about, I usually have a camera. I have a very small yard, but I try to grow as much food and flowers as possible. You'd be surprised what you can grow in a small area. I also dry out all the herbs left in my garden in the fall. Herbs are easy to grow and they add so much more flavor to your dishes. I like doing things the old-fashioned way. Maybe when I'm older and my hands don't work as well, I'll invest in a mixer with a dough hook, but for me, it is therapy kneading dough by hand. I'm not into cluttering my kitchen up with gadgets or appliances, and I don't care about as seen on TV stuff because I never watch TV. I also like to figure out how stuff is made and make it myself instead of buying it from the store. Plus, when you make it yourself, you know what goes into it. In the future, I may post random videos of things you can make at home a lot cheaper than you can buy at the store. I prefer to use what I have on hand to cook with. You don't have to buy a lot of fancy smancy stuff to cook a meal. I do not like to shop and I do not care about the latest fashion styles or who has what. I'm content with what the good Lord has blessed me with and I really can't ask for anything more. If I do ask for something, it is usually something I can use or need. Also, I usually try to eat healthy even though most videos posted are very unhealthy foods. I love my veggies. I also love juicing and I haven't done enough of that lately because I've been avoiding the stores. I don't like other people picking out my produce with curbside pickup or Instacart. I'm on a slow and steady weight loss plan. I've lost about 22 pounds in 1.5 years. At this rate, I'll be at my goal weight by the time I'm 70. But they say slow and steady is the way to keep it off, right? So that's about all there is to know about me. Back to the channel. Our very first video was going to be fried chicken until I decided to make dog treats. I decided to rotate. 1 week a dog treat, the next week a human treat. My dogs absolutely love these homemade dog treats. So a funny fact, the background to the banner on the YouTube channel is fried chicken. And I've never posted a fried chicken video. I had good intentions, but I ended up losing my video footage when a hard drive crashed and just never got back around to making fried chicken. I've dealt with a lot of computer issues and I'm currently borrowing my mom's laptop. But good news, 7 months later, I decided to make fried chicken again, and today I'm going to show you how to make fried chicken. This recipe is for buttermilk fried chicken. You want to start with a buttermilk soak. You want enough buttermilk to cover your chicken. 1 egg. If you're cooking over 4 pieces of chicken, use 2 eggs. 1 teaspoon of thyme leaves, 2 teaspoons of onion powder, 2 teaspoons of garlic powder, 2 teaspoons of basil leaves, 2 teaspoons of salt and pepper, 3 tablespoons of Louisiana hot sauce. I didn't load it down, although I would have probably put more like a half a cup in it, but I am sharing with my husband, so I didn't want to add too much heat to it. You mix it all together, then you put your washed chicken pieces in, cover and put in the fridge for a few hours. I put it in the fridge around noon and then I took it out around 5:30 for supper. The next step, you want to have enough flour to coat your chicken pieces. I use all-purpose flour, but if you prefer self-rising, use that. 2 tablespoons of cornstarch, and then I use basically the same seasonings I used for the buttermilk marinade. I did salt, thyme, onion powder, garlic powder, basil, black pepper. I did add in some red pepper flakes, about a tablespoon, and then I also added in some paprika. I think I added about 2 tablespoons of paprika. And I whisk it all together. You also want to get your cooking oil heated. You can use Crisco or cooking oil. I use Crisco this time. You just want to get your oil hot enough to drop the chicken in. So basically all you're going to do is flour your chicken. Once your oil is hot enough, you want to drop that chicken in the oil. You can tell if it's hot enough by dropping a little flour in, and if it sizzles, it's ready. Or you can use a thermometer. It should be between 350 to 375 degrees. The temperature will drop when you add the chicken in. You want to fry it on about 325 degrees. You want to continue doing that for 8 to 12 minutes on each side, or until well browned and the juices run clear when you pierce it with a fork. Boneless chicken cooks a lot quicker than chicken with the bone in it. These are split breasts with the bone in. I prefer chicken with the bone in, but if you prefer boneless chicken, just be aware that it will cook quicker. While the chicken fries, I prepare the side dishes. Today I prepared mashed potatoes, which you can check out my shepherd's pie video to see how I make mashed potatoes. Also made 3 biscuits from Southern Biscuit Mix, and I took some of the grease the chicken was frying in and made some chicken gravy to go on the mashed potatoes. Okay, while the chicken fries, let me show you how to make a couple of biscuits at a time for those that don't have an army to feed. You want to preheat your oven to 450 degrees. All I did was pour a little Southern Biscuit Mix in a mixing bowl. I probably should have measured it. I'd say this is about a cup, maybe a little more. Then I slowly mix in a little buttermilk until a dough forms. It's still a little dry, so I add a little more buttermilk. I just add a little buttermilk at a time. Don't worry about adding too much buttermilk. If you do, all you have to do is add in a little more biscuit mix or flour. Mix it all together and knead the dough a few times onto a floured surface. You want to roll it out and cut it into biscuits. I used to make biscuits from scratch, but the Southern Biscuit Mix makes some great tasting biscuits, so all you have to do is add buttermilk. You want to place it in the oven for 10 to 15 minutes until golden brown. Just keep an eye on them because ovens vary.
These gonna be some big old pieces of chicken.
When you take the biscuits out of the oven, butter the tops of the biscuits. And there you have it, homemade buttermilk fried chicken and biscuits. I hope you enjoyed this video. Thanks for watching. If you have any questions, leave those in the comments. Also leave a comment to let me know you stopped by, and don't forget to check out Bobby Joe's Facebook page. If you make any of the recipes, please post some pics on how they turned out on the Facebook page. Till next time, stay safe and have a blessed weekend.